end of the day here, trying to get a couple runs in. We got a gondola to ourselves. This is kind of unique.
Very romantic.
It is romantic.
For the relationship series,
Yeah.
It's appropriate.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Ooh, that's how
Keep
you
your
know
hands
it.
and feet inside the vehicle. Anyway, so relationship series. Which video is this?
I think this is video 4.
Video 4, relationship series. This is the date.
Corey's,
Oh, the date Corey's, yeah. We're kind of sharing the process.
The first date.
Yes, the process how we met, and we're going to go through the motions, I guess, through the timeline a bit, kind of share it with people who've been asking. Look at my lips are all white from that zinc. But anyway, sorry about that.
I like the zinc look.
All right. So,
It's old school.
yeah. Anyway, so called you. You canceled the other date. We went out, and we went out to. It was just like a quiet place, right? We just went out to. It was like for a drink, right?
Right. It was a really cool little bar restaurant on Com Ave
Boston.
in Boston in the Back Bay called Corey's.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I remember it like yesterday, you know, we both had shorts on and there was just a lot of, physicality right away. We couldn't take our eyes off each other, and you kept touching my knee or my leg, or I would touch your arm or your hand, and I'm sharing that because it's really important. Touch is so important, and it really is such an expression of good tidings. Even if you're just talking to a friend or a new acquaintance, and you touch them, there's that energy
Their
that
arm or the
flows
shoulder, yes, exactly.
between two people.
Well, it's even more so. It's like, we talk a lot about energy. We all have the ability to see energy from afar. We talked about this a lot. You walk into a party and you see groups of people, those guys are light givers and those guys are light takers, and you know exactly what I mean. I don't really have to go into it. Who kind of shine out and everybody wants to hang around, and those that are kind of down in the dumps. So the energy is really important, and you can feel it, and the closer you get to someone, certainly touch, you can transfer it. But yeah, it was it wasn't really much of a date. It was more to get acquainted. It was the first time we ever really had spent time talking. And
we just went for drinks.
Yeah, I think we talked for hours and just kind of knew there was a connection there. And I think as we discussed, there was a lot of energy drawing us together from across those 3 years. If you saw the videos before, we met, and then 3 years later met up again randomly in a spot through a sea of people. So there was something drawing us together, and that energy was there as we talked, and I think that was what kind of solidified it. I mean, we kind of knew. You hear this all the time. You know when you know that this is the one for you.
Well, we had both, had long-term relationships, up until and including at that time, and I can't stress enough how it's different. So it's not like, oh my gosh, I see you and I know you're the one. It's more, excuse me, that you don't have that fear or that competition or those games. It's a very different feeling when I met you from the beginning. And it wasn't, I thought you were like super hot and sexy and all that.
Thanks.
But
here, by the way. But
thank you. But I just felt so comfortable in my own skin that I knew that if it was meant to work out, it would work out. And if it wasn't, that was okay. There was just no panic, no trying to be anything that I wasn't. I didn't feel like you were trying to be anything that you weren't. Everything flows.
Well, you're talking about the games, and everybody knows what that is.
Right.
And people that have been through it, we've all probably experienced it in some way, shape, or form, or someone's trying to get a one-up on the other person. And I think when that goes away, when you said that, it just clicked in my mind. It's like we were working together. So all I ever cared about was, are you having a good time? Are you comfortable? Do you feel secure in a relationship? There's no games. We're working together. It's the opposite.
Well, and you automatically made me want to be an even better version of myself instead of a competitive
Right.
with you. And so I don't want to take anything away from previous relationships because each one is important to bring you to the point where
Right.
you need to be. But I think those games become an addiction, and then you're addicted to.
For some people.
For some people,
Yeah.
you're addicted to the games
Right.
as opposed to really in love with the person, and that can easily
Right.
be misconstrued. When you and I started our relationship, I knew right away.
Right. So you got to work together. That's the key. Right.
Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the gondola at Copper Mountain.
All right, guys. Click around here. I'll have the link if you want to hear the rest of the story. See ya.